This is Dr. Bill Quarter, and I have one question for today's presentation. How can we best help our teachers? And I'm asking the question as a follow-up to the previous presentation where I asked about helping parents. And I think we all need to both help millennial parents, but we also need to help the teachers of today. And specifically, we need to improve our educational system of today. I think we're all aware of the international statistics. And those international statistics show how poorly the United States is doing in its educational system compared to other countries. We actually used to be number one in the world around the 1940s and 1950s. We're now way down the list. In addition, probably many of you have noticed some of the periodic articles. I saw one the other day in Pennsylvania, and it was on a school that had kindergarten through third grade. And yet so far this year, 9 teachers, 9, 10, or 11 teachers have been stabbed, punched, bitten. I mean, they've been assaulted by these little kids. And so the behavioral problems that teachers are facing today are, like the parents, worse than ever before. And again, I relate that to the toxicity of the world and to the chemicals of the world and to our increasing rates of ADH, learning difficulties, developmental difficulties. It's a huge challenge. But it still comes back to the question, what can we do to help our teachers? And I want to give you the example of Finland. And Finland has been ranked for the last decade either number 1, 2, 3, 4, or possibly 5 in the world. They're at the very top. What does Finland do that's so different than what we do? Number 1, to be a teacher, you have to graduate in the top 10% of your class. Number 2, they do give you a rigorous training for certification to be a teacher. And number 3, equally important, they give remarkably high salaries. In our country, you can be a teacher and earn $30,000, $40,000. In Finland, equivalent money, it's over $100,000, whether you're teaching first grade, high school, college, it progressively goes up. But all of the incomes are high. So you're on a comparable respect level with a lawyer or with a doctor. Your level of respect is enormous in Finland, whereas in this country, it's not. And so we need to be able to not just readjust our curriculum, which is what all presidents try to do, and even private citizens like Bill Gates try to do, but we need to really focus on improving the quality of our teachers. And I think we do that by giving them more respect. And that's respect not just from the parents, but also from the kids. So they learn that the teachers are people of authority that should be followed. I think we do it by raising the salaries of the teachers, by giving them more support. But I also think we do it by giving them more flexibility. We have a tendency in this country, and I'm not arguing big government or little government, but we have a tendency now to move towards standardized testing and specific curriculum. In Finland, they do something very different. They tailor the curriculum to the student. If they have a student who's doing poorly, they don't just pass them on to the next grade. They sometimes will hold him back for a whole year. But it's not to just learn the subject matter. It's to learn how to learn. Or it's to learn a new belief that you can learn. They have special tutoring, special focus. And so the kid who is failing ends up being a huge success story in many, many examples in the Finland school system. Here, that doesn't happen. Our urban kids do not get specialized care. They get left behind. And so my recommendation is to try to nurture the habit for yourself and for your children to start showing more respect, more appreciation, and more consideration for teachers. And I think if we just pause for a second and look back, I think we all will realize that we can remember the name of 2, 3, 4 teachers who had a dramatic impact on our lives. So you can equate teachers, and parents as being two pillars that I think are necessary for us to succeed. And it's necessary for us to succeed as individuals, but also as a nation. For the individual, they get better teaching, better sense of self, better future, better prospects, and for a country, we become more globally competitive. That's a win-win combination. So my recommendation, let's help the teachers, let's give them respect, let's increase their salaries, let's give them more flexibility, and let's make sure we have the best teachers possible, and that will give our country the best chance possible. Thank you for listening. I hope this resonates with some of your own thoughts. I think we all need to change a little bit, and I hope we can learn to change together. Again, if interested in this material, keep listening as I'm going to address some more both on schools and parenting and our children. And nothing could be more important. Thank you.